So guys, hello, welcome back to a brand new video. So in this video, repairing the Avanti. So yeah, we haven't watched the weekend flying video where this happened, where the video of the crash is in. The rudder completely ripped out, which was my fault. If you want to hear really why it was my fault, you can go watch that video. And yeah, I'm sad. It was finally perfectly dialed in. And now that happened. But we're going to repair it. I think the power box is burnt through, as you can see there. So we'll probably use the one from my father if we get this thing to fly again. But I won't be a lot of filming in this video. Just as soon as something dries and I have time to film, I'll film. But from there on, elevators are good, wings are good. If we manage to get it repaired, we'll order a new rudder, and probably we need a fuel tank. Because that one, it didn't rip. It actually still is intact, very good, fairly good, and it just, you can't use it anymore. That's the only thing to note. But happy that it's still halfway alive. If it wouldn't have burnt, it would have been an easy fix, because this was split open, and this gluing it back together, putting some new formers in it, a new rudder wouldn't have been a big problem. But we have to make up for the burn. So I'll get everything out. I have a plan for this and how to fix it, but we'll get to that later. So let's get to getting everything out of this plane first. So guys, everything's outside of the plane, and yeah, not a lot to say. There's nothing in here anymore. Quite a bit of structural damage. Both sideboards are out. Where are they? One of them's right here. I think the other one's still in the car. Or yeah. This thing actually is intact fairly well still. So very precious here, everywhere. This whole area, it's still extremely strong. So I'm like pressing with full force currently. And that's still extremely strong. The only area where it isn't too, it's still strong here, but obviously here are some exposed fibers. And yeah, the carbon's still intact. Epoxy burned, obviously, since epoxy burns. But from the inside, it's more intact than from the outside. So if you go in here, there's the only weak spot up there. So this little area right there, I'm seeing this for the first time too right now, through the phone camera, is the only weak spot that we currently have. And we have to get all of that soaked in epoxy, so it isn't a weak spot anymore. So since it was laying on its back, it was like this, and this is where the fire was, at the back of the turbine. And you can see here all of the epoxy is burnt away. It's only beautifully exposed carbon fiber, burnt right through there and up to the ceiling right there. So yeah, I'm glad nothing caught on fire in the field. It was pretty dry still. And yeah, next thing to do, I first have to get all of this stuff, try to chip it off. First thing I'll do now is I'll lay out some towel like this, kitchen towel, and I'll get the entire thing covered in it to get any remaining diesel out. And yeah, the turbine perfectly survived, and still looks good. And I think here also the diesel saved us a bit, because it takes longer to ignite. I think if we would have used kerosene, it would have gone in flames completely. But yeah, so I'll go ahead, lay out some towels now in the middle, in the hopes to get all of the remaining diesel out. And while that, I'll think about this. We have to get most of the paint here chipped off, and then we have to tackle this here to get this soaked in epoxy again. Probably do the whole backside, try to get all of the remaining ribs out of this plane, so I can go ahead and fiberglass or put some carbon cloth in the whole back area again after I soaked everything nicely again, so the remaining structure kind of gets a bit stronger again. But other from that, I think this is quite fixable. So let's move on and continue. So guys, I got all of the stuff off that I could with the pressure washer. So that basically was all of the stuff that was affected by the burns. Everything else is still sticking hard to the surface. Obviously here we have our massive hole. not massive hole, but like it's only exposed carbon fiber. That's on this side. And on this side, if you look up here, you can see those two. Those are the only ones I'm worried about. But yeah, there are a few spots around here. They're a bit light, but we can get those filled in no problem around here, and those big ones up there. So yeah, these are the main burning areas. So I went with a pressure washer and I washed out the entire airplane. So I went in front here and I washed everything out today in the morning. And off here, as you can see, it's done by the pressure washer. Will be a lot of sanding work to get this thing beautiful again, but it only has to be white to fly at Weston Park. So yeah, this is what it looks like currently, as you can see. So yeah, it's, for me, it's very sad to see this thing like this, because I put so much effort into it. But yeah, I'm definitely not letting my dreams die on this little accident we had. So yeah, I'm gonna cut out some fiberglass. I'm gonna do one big piece, 60 gram, right up here, a big heavy 60 gram cloth, and then the whole area will be laminated out and put some 20 gram easier cloth on there, and we'll put some carbon tubes along the side, so it will be strong, and it will definitely never ever come out again. And we'll build those bulkheads. We'll do one that will, like it was originally back here, do one up front here and one right at the tip down here. Then we'll have the main thing sitting there, and as soon as we get a rudder, we can put in even more structure for this whatever. So yeah, that's the plan currently. So let's move on. So guys, these are the parts that we're gonna go ahead and laminate in. So once this big part, because we have gotten the crack here and here, and then we've gotten the one in the middle, and this will all just reinforce this and get the original shape back of the airplane. And we're probably going to flip it around, and since there aren't any ribs in there anymore anyway, we have to recreate them all in 10 days. So definitely a challenge, but yeah, we'll have to get this laminated in. We've gotten some rollers and a paintbrush, and then we've gotten this back one. This just mainly supports this back area, and it's mainly for this crack, and this is just because of the shape here, and I want to get it in nicely. And then since here we have our big patches of burnt spot right there, we have one big 20 gram wrap around this area of the fuselage, goes around from here to here, and one big wrap around the entire fuselage, so that is nice and strong. So it's between that rib that's still existent and the back rib all the way back there. That's what that wraparound is. So yeah, and we'll probably tomorrow, of that's 20 gram cloth, put some patches over this area here where our burning happened, just to seal this up from the outside as well and make that strong again. So let's get to some fiberglassing. So guys, about 2 hours later, I've gotten all of my things planned out. So I haven't gotten all of those on here. These are the boards from the Viper Jet. These are the only wood I currently have, and these are strong carbon fiber wooden plates. These will do out of some lighter birch wood. Those aren't all too important. And yeah, so we've gotten R1 here, which my lights currently don't work, so we are professionally replacing everything. So we've gotten R1, sits against here to support the main board up there. Then we've gotten rib 2, which goes in right there. Just so this one will be one hole that goes from here all the way over. This is the big one right there. Then we've gotten R3 right here. So no, one sec. Maybe I should do this from the back forward. So this one goes up like that, also supporting the board. Then we've gotten our R4, which is back here, also supporting the board. So from there up to here is the most important, because this supports this here will support the bladder tank, the smoke tank, and especially from this rib to that rib will be the turbine. Of course, after these ribs are glued in, we'll redo some that go upwards, especially one here where the turbine is, and then the two for the bladder tank. So those will be redone. And then the next big rib that will re-go. So one thing with the carbon spar, just so you can see that, is I cleaned up one of these already, and this one will basically be sitting right here and going back, and they will connect our rib 5 with rib 6. Rib 6 will go along here, and then rib 8 will go under here, and this connects with the elevator. So this one is basically sitting from here all the way up here, and that will support all of the rudder structure, and that's connected with the carbon spar of the rib that goes in from here, and then this tucks in right here with the whole elevator structure, which will be re-epoxy because it's a bit loose. And then there's a former right up here which also supports that whole thing, which is R8, R6 and R5. So R5 is the former that basically butts in right behind there. So this is just half of it. There will be one hole. I'll cut it as a hole so it's nice and strong. So I won't be able to properly get it installed now, but this is roughly like what it will be like. Then we've gotten the hole for the carbon spar over there, and I left the bottom open because our wires will be running through there. Then after that we've gotten our 6. Just let me reach a bit further back. So yeah, that will go somewhere there, and will be about there, up here, obviously 2 sides, so this will be one connection there. And then our rib 7 board basically tucks up in there, and that is made out of this G10 and G10 fiberglass Airex sandwich. Very, very strong, very lightweight, and I need this strength. This is very, very strong plate for the rudder, and you can see the shape on there. All of these traced out already. Let me see. So this basically sits like right there, if you can imagine that. Let me try tucking that in. So that will look something like that, and then yeah, there we have it. Sorry for the screen being crooked, but there we have it. I can't really, maybe it won't fall. So yeah, here you have a better view, and will be glued to the sides, and now it fell. But yeah, now I have to cut all of this out, and our 5 and our 6 I can only get glued until we've gotten the carbon spar installed. So it's perfect time, because I can't do that anyway today, because I wouldn't have the wood for it. I don't have a big piece of wood like that. Probably get it done out of some strong birch wood like this. This is some very strong wood, but still very lightweight. And this typical plywood's just a bit too flimsy for me. And yeah, we'll get some from the hardware store tomorrow, and that will be good. The epoxy nicely soaked through everywhere. It's 40-hour cure epoxy, so it isn't quite cured yet. So it's still minor tacky, but this is super strong everywhere. So yeah, so also today evening we'll get the layer of fiberglass over here, and that will make things even stronger. And yeah, happy for now. Hopefully this thing will fly again, but it's looking good. It's turning out the way I want it to be. It's looking messy. Will be a lot of work to get this thing looking beautiful again, but we'll give our best. We'll give it our best shot. So yeah, let's get all of this stuff cut out, which will be another pain in the ass because I just spent around 2 hours, as you can see, making templates. Here are some fails, and this, yeah, let's get to cutting out. So guys, we got some premium plywood, laid everything out, got everything sketched out. So here with our formal mock-ups, and here we've gotten everything finally marked out. I'll put some lightning holes in it at the end, but this is good for now. Happy, and yeah, we have to get all of this cut out now. So guys, ribs are cut. Now I gotta fine tune them with the Dremel and get them fitted into the fuselage back here. So let's do that now. Guys, I'm so stoked. This fits amazing. Look at this. It fits amazing. And it's the first try. I didn't adjust anything yet. The only one I have to adjust is the R5 there because it's sitting a little crooked right now. But that's good. I've got, look at this. I can fully pressurize. This is amazing. I'm so stoked right now. The structure actually worked out perfectly. Look at this. And it's all cut per hand. This is insane. I honestly wouldn't have thought I would have gotten this done so good. I'm so happy the way this turned out. This rib evolved from this one singular rib originally, being just right here, which used to be a rib for the vector thrusting servo. I'm actually so happy the way this worked out. So yeah, yesterday just cutting templates the whole day really paid off. This is looking amazing. It is amazing. This plane is definitely gonna fly again. It's not even glued in, and it's super strong. This upper plate. I can sit on this plane. I tell you, I can sit on it. I will be able to sit on this plane. No jokes. I'll be able to sit on it. This is absolutely amazing. I'm loving this. So guys, my father just came home with some epoxy micro balloons and more than enough CA to tack things in place. These are some through fittings I bought also, so in the future we'll use something like this for the boards. Quite interesting. Where's our other tube? So yeah, I hope all of this is enough. This is great epoxy because it's thick already, and with the micro balloons it just makes it even thicker and just gonna be amazing. So yeah, we haven't had any micro balloons in quite a while, and I think we are gonna go ahead, probably get this main plate here glued in first, because this one has to sit pretty much tucked up against all of the parts of the fuselage everywhere, and then the other ribs kind of glue onto that, the other ribs that are around it. So that's probably what we're gonna go ahead and do. So yeah, probably gonna mix up one batch to glue this back area, then yeah, sounds like a good plan. One batch back area, and then a second batch for the front area. So let's do it like that and get to epoxying. So guys, decided to get all of the structure out and renew it. So gotten this rib in here, which is new, all the way up. This one, which is new, supports this a bunch. We got this plate just back here. So yeah, we'll have this epoxed in. And yeah, these plates are completely new and lighter. So this is perfectly 0 degrees. Here we've got an ugly gap. What I did here is just put the cardboard with CA the bottom, and then we'll fill this with epoxy. This is just so the epoxy can't run down and connect well to the floor. I'll get everything sanded up before we get the epoxy on, but happy, very happy. And yeah, we got this here as well, so that this area is nice and strong as soon as everything got glued. And this is kind of just like a stop, yeah, let's call it that. It's like a stop for the board, so the board perfectly slides in to there. So where's the board? It's right here, I can show you. Power box, sadly, definitely did not survive the crash. Yeah, this perfectly fits in here. nice fit. And then we'll have the on-off valve here. Probably have the on-off switch down here, something like that, or in the front board. And I want to have the ECU somewhere behind the turbine, right there. And the fuel ladder tank will probably be as far front as possible. Maybe we'll have the fitting right here, something like that. So yeah, looking good. And now we can get everything in with epoxy. One rib back there. Yeah, next thing to do is to get the final epoxy done. They're very happy. Everything's super strong. I really could not be more happy the way this turned out. And this is just amazing how strong this is. Amazing. I mean, this repair worked out amazing. So, yeah. Let's get to some epoxying. So guys, Avanti's glued. Yeah, happy. Everything's glued in the back everywhere. This is so much structure in here. And this thing will never rip apart ever again. So as soon as this is the only bit wobbly part, but everything else, it's so strong. It's bomb bulletproof, this setup. So it's amazing. It's amazing. So I ran out of 90mm epoxy. So this is the 40-hour epoxy. I mixed a few 2 grams more hardener than it should be, so it should do probably like half the time. It's around 20 hours. And yeah, I'll go ahead, do a bit of sanding now here, and then I'll get this entire area here filled with some micro balloons to get this extra strengthened just on this part that was demolished by the fire. And then we'll lay a mat of 60 gram fiberglass over here, and then 120 gram around this entire perimeter. So yeah, let's do that now. Yeah, after a long night or long day, we've gotten light spackle. I don't know when I filmed last, but what I did is when Dad sanded off for 2 hours worth of sanding with the hand tool, and then with per hand because of all of the complex edges. And then I sprayed it with this primer. It's a new one I'm trying out. It's very filmed. It's like an epoxy primer. So it's basically you're spraying fairly thick, and it's not very dense. It's very it has a lot of air in it. It's very easy to sand, but it's very hard as well. So that's all over here, and did a coat of that on both sides. Got all of that sanded down, and now just got smeared lightweight spackle all over it. And from now on, only hand sanding little areas like those cracks up there. Still have to work on those, but just hand sanding from now on. Bottom is not sprayed. I still a bunch of sanding to do. This is the let's call it the easy route, where you don't entirely sand off the entire plane, because usually you go and sand off the entire plane for the paint. But since we aren't worried with weight all too much, I won't do that. And on the Viper we did the exact same thing. We didn't sand off all of the paint. We did most of the paint on the Viper, but not all of it. On the XL we'll do all of it, because we want it as light as possible. So yeah, that's where we're at. Tomorrow, whole day sanding. And after that we're probably going to be finished. Have a nice finish. Tomorrow Sunday we need more paint, but we can't get any. So we'll see how that works out. But for now, we're at this step, and I'm gonna go to sleep now because it's midnight. And yeah, tomorrow a bunch of sanding to do, but I'm very happy, especially the way all of our structure turned out. I don't know if I showed you this yet, but this turned out amazing. This is so strong. I sat on it. Very happy about this. Very, very happy. And also I have the 20 grams fiberglass over here. So just in case I didn't show you that yet. And yeah, this place is looking like a mess. Here's the rudder of the Viper, and you can see all the dust we created already. Kind of insane. Yeah. So the rudder is finished, as you can see. See the reflection. But here we've gotten the white painted currently up top. That's masked off. We have to mask off the fins. Usually those are black, but I decided to do them white because it looks good in my opinion. And next we're going to do a final coat of red. So I just got finished with wet sanding, and this is super smooth now. And yeah, we're gonna go ahead and do the red next. Maybe I can do that tomorrow as well. So we'll see. It's going along well. Rudder and new canopy is on the way. It's not the correct colors, it's the yellow one. But who cares, we're going to repaint it anyway. So enough chatting for me, because there's still a lot to cover in this video. It won't be one part because I've done enough parts on this plane already. So yeah, see you tomorrow, I guess. So guys, our spare parts all arrived. So I've got my rudder here. I already sanded some things on this, and I already did my system up. So this isn't the right color. We bought this off eBay because Save only sells the rudder, the whole kit. We also got from the same guy a canopy, and it seems like that guy's Avanti was in the fire too, because the insert is quite bubbled up. There also were some new elevators in the kit in this set, and yeah, I don't know if we'll use these because mine are still fine. They just are. Yeah, they have like a few brown marks. Maybe we'll just use them. Yeah, like right here, and they're like a bit crumbled up. But yeah, other than that, here's our rudder structure I thought of. So we've got these carbon inserts. It's doubled up here. Let me take it out so I can show you. So guys, this is our insert here. So we've gotten everything CA together. We've gotten a bit of a hole for everything. So I've gotten this is all fitted to the rudder. It's all perfectly straight because they were glued together on the rudder. Now we have to get it straight. I made these holes way too big, but yeah, I cut this open as well because this rib then comes out to be a little too big, as you can see. So we'll just glue the skin on and then sand this down onto here, and then just put some CA over that, so we have definitely a nice seal all around here, and then we'll get to more sanding. So I've gotten a hole all the way back there for the wire to go through, and it's not a very nice hole, but you won't ever see that, so that does not matter at all. So yeah, happy. This is what it looks like. Carbon tubes go through here, and here I've gotten some nice carbon tubes, some fat ones that hold everything in place. Doubled up 4mm birch up there. Gotten the pin, and yeah, now I have to get these epoxied in and then somehow tacked in place with some CA so they don't fall out. So yeah, this is gonna be not a lot of fun, I would say. Yeah, this is gonna be a nightmare to get in, but we're gonna do it somehow. So let's get to it. So guys, all glued in. Very happy. These are CA'd on the sides. This is absolutely strong. Really love it. Yeah, really nice. Really nice. The way this turned out, it's just amazing. It really is. I'm so happy the way this turned out. So if you look back there, if you have a bit of light, try to up there. Yeah, everything worked out amazing. Everything's nice and straight. Give you a quick shot from the front. The plane is a bit crooked currently, but yeah, very happy, very happy. So now we're gonna go up for the rest of the evening, do a bunch of sanding, and today the goal is get the sanding done, get it sprayed on the outside in white, and then get the inside painted gray again. I've got everything for it, so let's get to work again. So guys, I yesterday went ahead and painted the inside, so I'm able to possibly today get all of the trunks back in. Today I'm not in school, I'm working on this, so it's Friday, and yeah, so we might on the weekend drive out to an event, but it's like I'm part of the club where we're driving, so I'll be helping out. And then we're gonna stay until Monday. And on Monday, it's planned to get this thing back in the air. It's gonna be completely white, but that's the plan for now. It depends if I get the tank today, the bladder tank, if that shows up. So yeah, it's pretty much dependent on that. But yeah, pretty excited. Let's get on with it. So guys, I did some more sanding on this plane now, and it looks a bit better. It still looks terrible. I have to get a different sanding tool that's manual and I can go into the edges better, because I don't want to hand sand when I go over with the hard spackle, because I have to go over with the fiberglass spackle, because the multi-fill that I used, I mean, it's meant for foam and stuff like that. I thought they might work, because as soon as I get this paint over or this primer, it hardens up, but it doesn't stick well to the surface, even though it has a lot of texture. So I'll just have to go ahead and smear over fiberglass putty, similar to what I did to the Corsair here. Yeah, very professional, as you can see. But yeah, on the Corsair, yeah, this might be a bit overkill, but yeah. So yeah, there will be about 1 kilogram of spackle on here, I think. Afterwards, I mean, it won't be that much obviously as soon as we sand it down, but yeah, there's still a lot of sanding to do. There's still a few high spots. This we could probably get sanded all the way down here, and here we can get quite some sanding done up here. And yeah, these areas will just have to get filled, but otherwise, I mean, it's beauty work still has to be done. It's makeup, but for now I want it to fly, and that's the important part for me currently. It's like that I see it flies, and it is, from right now, it is a lot stronger than what the airframe used to be. So I'm already very happy about that it's quite a bit stronger, and still have to do some checks, but everything's looking good for now. So happy. Let's get to work. So yeah, we've started. We've got to get it looking beautiful again. We've gotten a new canopy, a new rudder, a rudder system here. We are probably gonna, I'm thinking about just putting a piece like balsa wood on the inside to support this area a bit more. But the ribs inside are all good. It's all repainted inside, and Viper Jet is also red and looking gorgeous again. So we have to get that bottom side painted and wings still fixed, and that's like doing that on the side. And we've gotten a multiplex fan cup that we finished building. I wanted to fly it today, but it turns out I put some faulty servos in the wing, and yeah, I didn't know, because there were clipped off connectors, and I just thought they worked, but they don't. And we have to get some more what is it called, servos tomorrow. So yeah, but we'll get that video on next weekend of me building that thing, because I ordered the kit. So guys, we've gotten it painted. It's looking quite good. So honestly, right now you cannot really see any imperfections, even if you're a bit closer, but there are some, and I'm happy with it for now. Well, we'll fly it like this. There are a few bubbles here and there, but I'm pretty happy the way it turned out. I'm just currently planning the tank mount, how we're gonna do all of that. So obviously this tank will go in the way it used to go in. That will go in right here. And then one thing we're planning to do is to have the ECU sit right back here on a plate that will be screwed in. So that will be all neatly tucked away. Then we've got our liter of smoke bladder, which will be sitting right beneath that. So yeah, I'll be raising up the normal tank quite a bit so that we can fill the smoke first, and I can feel the pressure in that and yeah, that's all good. So yeah, let's get to getting all of the equipment back into here. So guys, we've gotten these surfaces sprayed all white that we bought off eBay, and these are very old surfaces and they all have wrinkles in it, but we'll be fine. So yeah, just waiting until that's cured, and then basically we've gotten everything. So let's move on. So guys, we're making some fairly good progress. We've gotten our bladder tank reinstalled. We've gotten some new ribs in the back. We did a lot of thinking for now. So we've gotten this 6mm valve, 6mm to 4mm reducer that will go in right there, and this will go back in there. And we'll have our on-off valve sitting back here, and our fuel ports will be right here on the sides for smoke. And I've gotten the smoke tank installed. We've got, this is from a glue smidge. And yeah, smoke tank goes from up here forward, and we'll put some protection there still up to this down there. And that is all good and steady. We've gotten a board made up for the motor management module, testing out our new through fittings that we bought, and this will be sitting right in between turbine and bladder tank, somewhere right there. And currently my father is working here on a new board for fuel pump and fuel valves, and we'll probably get that installed. My plan is between this former and the front main tube, so we've gotten the shortest way between turbine, fuel tank, and it's all going to be perfect. So we're working on that, and then we still have to test fit that board, and after that's test fitted we can move on to getting servos installed in the elevator and rudder and get the wiring run forward. So let's get on with it. So guys, quick update. We got our plate on the bottom here installed for our fuel pump, our fuel valves, and all of that stuff. Now, and we've gotten our turbine management module mounted right here. We've gotten all of the mess underneath tied away. And we've gotten our fuel lines going up here through the grommets. And yeah, like this with better access. And we glued a piece of wood underneath also, and we put the screws here. Thrust pipe is installed as well, right there with 2 tabs. Happy with that. So here, shot down the pipe, looking good. We've gotten the surfaces done up on that. And yeah, next thing we'll be moving on to doing is the tanks. We'll get the rest of the fuel system finished up, and then we'll work on all of the scrap in the front here. And yeah, so let's continue. So guys, all tanks are inside. Very happy. Just gonna get some shoe goop on the spars so that those stay in. And yeah, got the bladder for smoke on the bottom. Very happy with all that. So you can see, shot from the bottom, wheel well here, all mess. The thing for the turbine, and yeah, it's a bit of a mess down there. Fuel tubing going around the place. So yeah, it's definitely, you could definitely make it more pretty, but for me it's enough. You won't ever see this. We've gotten the module up top, which is a change I wanted to make, and everything else, everything's visible now in comparison to what it was before, and I'm able to access this from here. So yeah, very happy. And yeah, I'm still experimenting a bit where I want the tank. Yeah, but I'm good with all of this. So let's get equipment back in place. Let's do that now. So guys, here she's back in her full glory, kind of. I have a cool paint scheme planned for it. So we've gotten everything on the inside basically done. We just checked the CG. The CG is good. We've gotten 4 2200 batteries in the front, and the original one 3S for the turbine. We still have to get our extensions soldered for the battery up front here to go to our connectors. Still have to screw in all of our boards, all that, and I have to clean up down here. Look at this mess. But yeah, for now all of that's good, and we're gonna go ahead and get the turbine started now. So let's go. Hopefully, fingers crossed, it still works. So yeah, let's go. So guys, final look into the plane before we get to the next video on painting this thing. So yeah, we've got this gap here because the formers didn't fit, or a bit different, and yeah, and my father cut this crooked, so I'll blame that on him. But we've gotten our ECU in the back now, turbines all in, batteries here. We have, for the turbine batteries in the future, we'll be using the black MPX connectors right there. But other than that, everything's working perfectly fine. We got our extensions soldered onto our 4 2200 batteries in front there. Smoke pump sadly did not survive the crash, so that one's broken, so we have to order a new one. Other than that, everything worked out. Yesterday we were out in the field at some taxi testing. We didn't fly because it was way too dry. It's raining today anyway, so we can do that as soon as it's finished painting. And the head of our club just was a bit worried that in case this thing crashes again and something doesn't work, that it will crash into the wheat fields, and those were completely dry, but those will be farmed in the next week when we'll paint this, and then we'll be all fine. So just in case this thing would have crashed. So yeah, but with that said, the next video you'll see, sorry first of all for not uploading, it's because I've been working on this thing a ton, and the next video I'll be uploading is either going to be the Viper Jet painting, because that's almost done, we just have to do the wings still, or the painting of the Avanti. So don't forget to hit that subscribe and like button. I hope in a week time I'm going to be on holiday, I think for 1.5 weeks. I'm not going to be in Vienna because for me it's summer holiday and I have plans with the family, so I hope that I can get one of those 2 jets finished painted, maybe get some flight footage of some plane and upload that. And yeah, but thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.